Team Fortress 2, in my opinion, is the godfather of class-based shooters. Despite coming out in 2007, it is still one of the most played games on Steam and has some of the most die-hard fans, me included. I've put well over 1,000 hours into this game and I've been playing on and off for about 10 years and I still don't feel like giving up anytime soon. So why is this game so popular? And how has it lasted this long in the current gaming industry where games are constantly evolving and exploring new mechanics? To start off with, let's just cover the general gist of gameplay. There's 9 classes, each with their own playstyle and weapons. You get a primary, secondary and melee, and can find class-specific weapons that can provide their own buffs or debuffs to your character, allowing you to build for a specific playstyle or just go wild and freestyle. Each class has its own general purpose and intended use, but knowing this community, people always find niche strategies that somehow work, like playing engineer as a hitman, using teleporters that are placed behind enemy lines, killing 1 or 2 people, and then teleporting back to safety, or something you find much more often, going medic, but instead of healing you only go for kills. It's safe to say that there is a great sense of freedom in how you play, and the game doesn't restrict you or hold your hand and tell you how you should play, but instead just gives you everything you need and just lets you go wild. Now let's look at the core of TF2 that has been a staple since the beginning. No, not cosmetics. The 5v5 casual game mode. This is either where new players go to learn the ropes, where vets go to pub stomp and feed their huge egos, or you can join a lobby full of bots that you'd almost think you're playing man vs machine. But when you don't rage quit the game, it does offer a wide selection of maps and game modes, ranging from your typical attack defense game mode to payload, and it's pretty much what you expect to get on paper. However, what sets it apart from similar game modes that you may find in other class-based shooters is the sheer freedom that's given to you to run multiple classes or customize your character or team for different playstyles, whether you're running solo or as a group. This can lead to some games being pure chaos, whether it results in either team getting absolutely dominated or having close battles that could lead to some great moments. It's fair to say that you never really know what you're going to see when you enter a public lobby. You could either be placed on a team that has no teamwork at all and is all over the place, or another game where there's spy crabs and both teams just dancing together and doing rock paper scissors. But still, I'd say this isn't my favourite part of TF2. Hell, I don't even remember the last time I played the casual game mode. In my opinion, what I believe to be the holy grail of TF2 that no other game has replicated the same way. Community servers. When I tell you there's endless servers and communities that you can join, I really mean it. You could go from playing Zombie Escape to Dodgeball with Rockets, or times 100 multiplayer maps, where your weapon buffs and debuffs are, as you guessed it, multiplied by 100. Or, my personal favourite, versus Saxton Hill, which is pretty much a 1v31 game mode, where one player is chosen as a boss who's named Hale, and they're given loads of health and the ability to one-shot anyone on the other team. Now this is just a general summary of it, but it can get even more complex than this, as normally there are buffs made to class weapons that can change how they work to increase their survivability. For example, with Spy, backstabs do significant damage to Hale, and if you use a weapon such as the kunai, not only does it do a lot of damage, but it also gives you a temporary health boost, allowing you to potentially survive a hit from Hale. Another example that is more common, I'd say, is the Demo Knight, where you go as Demo Man, but you only select items which boost your melee capabilities. So for example, this could be using Alibaba's Wee Booties, which just allows you to control where your shield charge goes, your secondary, which is your shield, and then any melee weapon. So for example, Islander, where using this sword, getting multiple hits on Hale would increase your maximum health and speed, meaning that once you get around 5 or 6 hits, or heads as they call it, you're able to survive a hit from Hale and can possibly escape using the increased movement speed. There are also multiple Hales the boss can choose from, each with their own ult and rage ability that I haven't really detailed much, but I'll save the details for the sake of this video and I'll keep it short. In general though, a lot of thought is put into these community game modes, and the community themselves can balance and add rules or skill sets that they want to see, and this is where I found myself dumping hundreds of hours into. The unique gameplay paired along with ranking systems such as a leaderboard within the community made my experience much more fun and allowed me to meet many friends who I'd end up competing with or even teaming up with during games. The fact that not only are there hundreds of custom maps and character models across many different game modes, but also active communities which host a wide range of dedicated servers with these custom game modes or even multipliers or custom rules, it really makes this game feel alive. And it's something I haven't seen often, and you can see the positive impact it's left on this community through its consistent player base over the past decade and more. TF2's general community have stuck with this game for years, myself included. I started playing years back, and I've been with this community seeing all the updates and changes made to this game. I've seen communities grow and die out firsthand. Metas appear only to die out within the next patch. Updates be promised with free cosmetics, only to never see them. But no matter what happens, myself and a lot of players always come back, and I think it's a testament to the strong community and all the friendships, moments and memories that you experience through this game. It's sad to see that Valve have been neglecting TF2 for the past few years, only rolling out the annual Halloween maps and bug fixes, with the last major update excluding Scream Fortress being Jungle Inferno, which came out back in 2017, and since then the game's also been struggling with the rampant botting issue that has been destroying normal matchmaking for years. And whilst the dev team did acknowledge this problem last year, I'm unsure as to whether they've actually done anything to fix it. But even despite all this, the community have tried to stay positive by petitioning where they can for updates, and in the meantime maintaining and updating their own custom game modes and making new maps or ideas. It's a shame to see such a loving community be let down year after year, and with each year that does pass without an update, there's a creeping feeling that this game will eventually die out with the absence of the development team, and I really do dread that day. But I have faith in this community, and I'm sure we will continue to fight for TF2 no matter what. And if you are a new player to this game, we won't be going anywhere anytime soon. So be sure to try and at least experience one of the best games that I think has graced this oversaturated market over the past decade.